Thank you very much again, and I'd like to thank Jose Luis again. And very kind. We know that both of the agendas are very, very, very tight, but we never get a no. Be it inauguration, the closing of a ceremony, closing ceremony of a conference, they're always available for us. So and they're always available for us, and we love them very much. So Jaime, thank you very much for joining us today in this closing ceremony. As I said, Jose Luis, he leads within the ministry all the policies pertaining concerning disability. These are done in a cross-sectional way. So thank you very much. Jaime, you have the floor. Well, thank you very much, Jesus. Good afternoon to all of you. It is a pleasure for me to be here to show the commitment of the government with the inclusion policies for us. In this conference, we've addressed things. We looked at things that, from a theological point, we see the policy behind it, the ideology behind it, all our interest, which is to make progress, in promoting independence, inclusion, in having everyone participate with or without disability, and accessibility is a key to that. So again, the purpose of this Congress, which is being conducted since the year 2005, is basically aimed at increasing is also helping our policy. I think they've looked at all areas of technological areas and all disabilities as well. There was a workshop on sign language education, digital household homes, domotic applications. So really, and the effort we've seen here, we've looked at disabilities and technologies, but I'd like to we can't really say that there's not really a disability. What we have is a mismatch between different abilities and a huge functional diversity of human beings and an social ecosystem that doesn't allow inclusion in Spain of 4 million people. 4 million people in Spain. So our commitment is to change that ecosystem to ensure that everyone can benefit from their rights. So when we're talking about changing that social ecosystem or environment, obviously IT and communication technologies stand out as a clear paradigm of a technology that can overcome that gap and make people more independent. In this Congress, Jesus' comment was quite valid, which we commented with Blanca earlier, the director of TechnoSite. This is an environment in which we have to go ahead of what's already ahead. Design for all is fantastic. We have to think beyond that, and design for you, technology for you. So that was very good. We generalize. Indeed, we're going to make sure that everyone can feel under protected by this umbrella of a common technology, but we have to go beyond that. We have to pinpoint it. We have to customize it to the needs of the citizens and of the citizens with disabilities. And again, here, technology today enable us to do that, to customize, and we're doing that in every field. In employment, for example, for people with disabilities, we've wanted to take it a bit further, and we're establishing a royal decree. We have a draft bill for a royal decree we're working together with the evaluators and the public employment service, looking at the profile of abilities and also the people that are looking for a job. For example, Jesus as an example. Jesus, when he looks for a job, he's not looking for a job for his wheelchair. He wants a job for himself and not for his wheelchair. So he'll get the best job when we know his full skills not his disability, 33, 43. We got a better idea when we got his CV. And that's what we had to take to technology, designed for you, based on a profile of capacities, the people's capacities and people's capabilities and access to technology people. And that's all of us. That's all of us. People with disabilities. This movement, people with disabilities, done by all these associations. What it's doing is basically, overall, it's getting an achievement. It's basically, we're all benefiting from this, isn't it? Because the whole big social movement that we're living today is that of demographic aging. We're all aging. Sooner or later, we will all have experienced some sort of disability out of our age. So, again, people with disabilities and development technology for them, in the end, it's good for all of us because we will all ultimately have some sort of a disability. Those statistics are good and hopeful, at least for Spain. As I just said, I come from a meeting with Technosite where they've allowed me to give out some, they've allowed me to give out some the details of results of a study that I gave for that I have to report to the European Union for Spain, Europe, and other countries. Spain is a leader in the implementation of policies for accessibility. Apparently, second and third in implementation of electronic access, not just in policies, but also the technological implementation. That's the path we have to continue to move on, bearing in mind that it's not just the good side, is it? Because we're talking about people with disabilities and aging, but we know that only 7.5% of people that are 65 to 74 use a computer. I'm not talking about people with disabilities. I'm talking about people as citizens, Spanish citizens. And exclusion is more significant because more than double this is more than, in the case of women, more than double don't have access to computers. Well, congratulations to this conference because of the proposals that the ministry comes up for equality, the Ministry of Health, Policy, Social Policies and Equality. This year, we've had a new Center for Linguistics Normalization. We have the Spanish Sign Language. We've also established this 3 years ago, and now up and running. We have the SynTac. The SynTac is based on our future vision of all this, which is going a public and private partnership. The governments can't come up with policies on our own. We need to go hand in hand with the market and with companies. So SynTac Foundation that brings in technology firms and public sector to work together, we think is very good and is very and last year, as you know, we had a technical seminar on accessibility, and recently, 10 days ago, we had one on accessible TDT and accessible tablets. We had a first congress also on technologies for accessibility. We're issuing guidelines for technical specifications, and SynTac, of course, is open for all. I won't go into more details. Thank you again for inviting me to the closing ceremony. Congratulations to the ONCE once again for organizing this wonderful conference. And I hope that through talent and scientific know-how that has come together in this Congress, we can have a society of full inclusion where people are not differentiated by a disability, but rather that we can all give our maximum. We can do the utmost, thanks to the modification of that poorly organized ecosystem that keeps some of us away and not making things more difficult for us, for some of us, and keeping and not allowing us to do the most of us. And now you're welcome to enjoy from a cocktail. Thank you very much.